The greatest investment a person can ever make is not in property, stocks, businesses, or material possessions. It is in oneself. Everything in life is connected to the person we become. Our thoughts shape our actions create our habits, and our habits ultimately determine the quality of our lives. This is why self-investment is the foundation of lasting success and fulfillment. Many people spend years searching for opportunities, yet overlook the fact that the best opportunity is often the chance to improve themselves. Every new skill learned, every book read, every lesson absorbed, and every challenge overcome adds value that no one can take away. Unlike material possessions that can lose value over time, personal growth continues to generate returns throughout life. The knowledge gained today can create opportunities tomorrow, and the discipline developed now can produce achievements years later. When individuals focus on improving themselves, they begin to notice positive changes in every area of their lives. Better habits lead to better health, better thinking leads to better decisions lead to better results. Confidence grows because progress creates belief in one's abilities. Relationships improve because a person who is growing often brings more positivity, wisdom, and value to those around them. Even professional success becomes more attainable because employers, clients, and opportunities are naturally attracted to capable and disciplined individuals. Self-investment also teaches patience. Growth does not happen overnight. Just as a tree takes years to become strong and bear fruit, personal development requires consistent effort and time. There may be moments when progress feels slow, but every small improvement is contributing to a stronger future. The most successful people understand that greatness is built through daily actions repeated over long periods. The beauty of self-investment is that its impact extends far beyond personal achievement. When people become better versions of themselves, they inspire others to grow as well. Their success creates opportunities, their mindset influences those around them, and their example becomes a source of motivation. Ultimately, life improves when we improve. The more we invest in our knowledge, character, skills, and mindset, the more capable we become of handling challenges and creating opportunities. That is why the greatest investment is self-investment, because when we grow, every area of life begins to grow with us. One of the biggest obstacles to personal growth is the constant desire for validation. Many people spend a large part of their lives seeking approval from others. They want their decisions to be accepted, their efforts to be recognized, and their achievements to be praised. While appreciation can be encouraging, making it the primary source of motivation can be dangerous. When self-worth becomes dependent on the opinions of others, confidence becomes fragile and easily shaken. A single criticism can create doubt, while a lack of recognition can make even meaningful accomplishments feel insignificant. The truth is that external validation is temporary. People's opinions change, expectations vary, and not everyone will understand or appreciate the journey you are on. If your happiness depends on constant approval, you will always be chasing something that remains outside your control. Instead of focusing on how others perceive you, it is far more productive to focus on becoming better every day. Real confidence is not built by compliments, it is built by competence. It comes from knowing that you have worked hard, developed valuable skills, and continued moving forward regardless of who was watching. When individuals shift their attention from seeking approval to building value, everything begins to change. Time that was once spent worrying about opinions is invested in learning, practicing, and improving. Skills become stronger, knowledge expands, and abilities grow. As a result, confidence develops naturally. There is a significant difference between confidence that comes from praise and confidence that comes from preparation. Praise can disappear, but preparation remains. The person who has invested in growth carries a sense of certainty that cannot be taken away by criticism or rejection. Building value also creates long-term opportunities. People are naturally drawn to those who contribute, solve problems, and continuously improve themselves. Success is rarely the result of trying to impress others. It is usually the result of becoming so capable that your work speaks for itself. The more value you create, the less you need validation, because your results become your strongest form of proof. Ultimately, true confidence is not found in the applause of the crowd. It is found in the quiet knowledge that you are growing, learning, and becoming better than you were yesterday. When you stop chasing validation and start building value, you no longer depend on approval to feel worthy. Instead, your confidence grows from within, supported by real progress, genuine capability, and the satisfaction of knowing that you are investing in a future built on substance rather than recognition. One of the most important lessons in life is understanding that growth often happens long before results become visible. In a world that celebrates instant success and quick achievements, many people become discouraged when they do not see immediate progress. They work hard for a few days, weeks, or even months, and then wonder why their efforts have not yet produced the outcomes they desire. What they fail to realize is that real transformation is usually taking place beneath the surface, quietly and gradually, long before anyone can see the evidence of it. Nature provides a perfect example of this principle. When a seed is planted in the ground, nothing appears to happen for a long time. Day after day, the soil looks unchanged. Yet beneath the surface, roots are spreading, strength is developing, and the foundation for future growth is being established. Eventually, the plant breaks through the soil, and people notice its progress. What they do not see is the silent process that made that visible growth possible. Personal development works in exactly the same way. Every time a person chooses discipline over comfort, learning over excuses, and persistence over quitting, growth is taking place. Reading a book may not make someone instantly wiser. Exercising for a week may not produce a dramatic physical transformation. Practicing a skill for a few days may not lead to mastery. However, each small action contributes to a larger process of improvement. These efforts accumulate over time, creating results that seem sudden to others but are actually the product of months or years of consistent work. The challenge is that many people give up during the silent stage of growth. They become frustrated because their progress is not yet visible. They compare themselves to others and assume they are falling behind. Yet those who achieve remarkable success are often the ones who continue working even when there is little evidence that their efforts are paying off. They trust the process and understand that meaningful achievements require patience. Consistency is what transforms invisible growth into undeniable results. Small actions repeated daily have the power to create extraordinary change. The person who remains committed when no one is watching eventually reaches a point where progress can no longer be ignored. Confidence increases, skills improve, opportunities expand, and goals begin to turn into reality. The most powerful transformations are rarely loud or immediate. They happen quietly through dedication, patience, and perseverance. While others focus only on visible results, successful individuals understand the value of steady effort. They know that growth happens in silence before it shows in results, and they trust that if they continue moving forward, the day will come when their hard work becomes impossible to overlook. Your life is largely shaped by what you choose to focus on. Every person is given the same 24 hours in a day, yet the results people achieve can be dramatically different. The difference often lies not in talent, luck, or circumstances, but in where they direct their attention and energy. Energy is one of the most valuable resources we possess, and it naturally flows toward whatever occupies our minds. This is why focus plays such a powerful role in determining the quality of our lives and the opportunities we create. Many people unknowingly waste their energy on distractions. They spend hours worrying about things they cannot control, comparing themselves to others, dwelling on past mistakes, or becoming consumed by negativity. These distractions may seem harmless at first, but over time they drain motivation, reduce productivity, and create frustration. The more attention given to problems without solutions, the larger those problems appear. Instead of moving forward, people become trapped in cycles of doubt, anxiety, and disappointment. Their energy is invested in thoughts and activities that produce little or no value. On the other hand, when individuals focus on growth, learning, and self-improvement, their energy begins to work for them rather than against them. Every moment spent developing a skill, gaining knowledge, improving habits, or working toward a goal becomes an investment in a better future. Growth-focused individuals understand that progress may be slow, but they remain committed because they know that every small effort contributes to something greater. Rather than allowing distractions to dictate their direction, they intentionally choose activities that move them closer to their aspirations. Focus also influences the opportunities we notice. When the mind is occupied by distractions, it becomes difficult to recognize possibilities for growth. However, when attention is directed toward improvement and achievement, new opportunities become visible. Challenges are seen as lessons rather than obstacles. Setbacks become stepping stones rather than reasons to quit. The same situation that discourages one person may inspire another simply because of where their focus is placed. The truth is that energy follows attention. Whatever dominates your thoughts will eventually influence your actions, and your actions will shape your results. If you focus on distractions, frustration becomes inevitable. If you focus on growth, opportunities begin to appear. Therefore, choose carefully where you direct your time, attention, and effort. By focusing on what helps you grow rather than what holds you back, you place yourself on a path toward greater success, fulfillment, and personal achievement. In the end, your focus becomes your future, and the opportunities you experience are often a reflection of where you chose to invest your energy. One of the most common habits that prevents people from reaching their full potential is comparison. In today's world, it is easier than ever to look at the achievements, lifestyles, and successes of others and feel as though you are falling behind. Many people spend countless hours comparing their progress to someone else's journey, believing that another person's success somehow diminishes their own. However, comparison rarely inspires growth. More often, it creates frustration, self-doubt, and discouragement. Instead of focusing on their own path, people become distracted by measuring themselves against standards that may have little to do with their personal goals or circumstances. The problem with comparison is that it often presents an incomplete picture. People usually see the achievements of others, but not the sacrifices, struggles, failures, and years of hard work that made those achievements possible. They compare their beginning to someone else's middle or end, which creates unrealistic expectations and unnecessary pressure. As a result, they may feel inadequate even when they are making meaningful progress in their own lives. This mindset shifts attention away from growth and places it on competition, making it difficult to appreciate personal development. True progress begins when individuals stop comparing themselves to others and start comparing themselves to who they were yesterday. Personal growth is not about being better than everyone else. It is about becoming better than the person you used to be. Every small improvement matters. Learning a new skill, developing a positive habit, overcoming a fear, or becoming more disciplined than before are all signs of progress. These victories may seem small, but over time they create significant transformation. When you measure yourself against your past self, you gain a healthier perspective. Instead of feeling threatened by someone else's success, you become motivated by your own potential. You focus on improvement rather than competition. This approach builds confidence because it allows you to recognize how far you have come rather than constantly worrying about how far someone else is ahead. It also encourages patience since meaningful growth takes time and cannot be rushed. Every person has a unique journey, different experiences, and different challenges. Therefore, comparing one life to another is often unfair and unproductive. The only meaningful comparison is the one that helps you identify areas for improvement within yourself. By focusing on daily progress, you create momentum that leads to lasting success. Ultimately, comparison steals progress because it shifts your attention away from your own development. Growth happens when you concentrate on becoming a better version of yourself each day. When you stop measuring your life against others and start measuring your progress against yesterday, you free yourself from unnecessary distractions and move steadily toward your goals. The path to success is not about outrunning others. It is about continuously improving yourself, one step at a time. Many people spend their lives chasing success without fully understanding where it comes from. They often focus on external rewards such as wealth, recognition, status, or achievement, believing that success is something to be pursued directly. While goals and ambitions are important, true and lasting success is rarely the result of simply chasing outcomes. More often, it is the byproduct of self-mastery, the ability to control one's habits, thoughts, emotions, and actions. When individuals learn to master themselves, success naturally follows as a consequence of who they have become. Self-mastery begins with habits. Our daily actions shape our future more than occasional efforts ever can. Small choices made consistently over time have the power to create extraordinary results. Whether it is reading a few pages every day, exercising regularly, managing time wisely, or maintaining a commitment to learning, positive habits gradually build the foundation for achievement. Successful people are not necessarily those who make one great decision. They are often those who make many good decisions repeatedly. Their habits work for them even when motivation is low, allowing them to continue progressing toward their goals. Mindset is another essential element of self-mastery. The way people think influences how they respond to challenges, setbacks, and opportunities. A negative mindset often focuses on obstacles and limitations, while a growth-oriented mindset looks for lessons and possibilities. Individuals who master their thinking understand that failure is not the opposite of success but part of the journey toward it. They view difficulties as opportunities to learn rather than reasons to quit. This perspective enables them to remain resilient and focused even during challenging times. Discipline is the force that turns intentions into reality. Everyone has goals, dreams, and aspirations, but not everyone has the discipline to act consistently on them. Discipline means doing what needs to be done even when it is inconvenient, uncomfortable, or difficult. It is the ability to stay committed when excitement fades and challenges arise. Over time, disciplined actions compound, producing results that appear impressive to others, but are actually the outcome of countless small efforts performed consistently. When habits improve, mindset strengthens, and discipline becomes a way of life, success begins to emerge naturally. Opportunities increase because skills improve. Confidence grows because promises made to oneself are consistently kept. Challenges become easier to navigate because resilience has been developed. What many people call success is often the visible result of years spent mastering the invisible aspects of personal growth. Ultimately, success is not merely an achievement to be obtained. It is a reflection of the person one has become. The more control individuals gain over their habits, mindset, and discipline, the more capable they become of creating meaningful results. Success then ceases to be something constantly chased and instead becomes a natural outcome of self-mastery, personal excellence, and continuous growth.